Thank you for joining us tonight. You're now with me, Shal Shaminato, for TVS Nightline. We begin with the headlines. Now, the closure of Sibu Central Market, initially scheduled to end tomorrow, will be extended until February 19 following the increase in COVID-19 positive cases in the area.
Sibu Municipal Council Chairman Clarence Ting Ing Hor said the decision was made following a report received from the Sibu Division Health Office over the matter. Ting said the decision on the resumption of operations at the market will be made after taking into account the traders' COVID-19 test results. The Sibu Central Market, which has over 1,100 retail spaces, was closed from February 2nd to 3rd and from February 8 to 14 for the same reason.
Meanwhile, local government and housing minister Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian urged the people in Sarawak to work together and join the vaccination program. The state government aims to accelerate the national COVID-19 vaccination program in Sarawak in order to complete the process by August instead of February next year.
According to Dr. Sim, the vaccination program requires at least 70% of the people in Sarawak in order to achieve herd immunity against the COVID-19 pandemic.
The first phase of the vaccines is from Pfizer, from US, and the KKM is working out on the second and the subsequent third phases. Sarawak government has worked very closely with KKM because we want, we requested and to have all Sarawakians to be vaccinated by August. And even though nationally, they only plan to finish by February.
He added, according to the National COVID-19 vaccination program, it is scheduled to be completed by February next year, but Sarawak chose to finish it as soon as possible.
And we are also looking at our own options, that how to help KKN and how to go through KKN to get all the vaccines by August. With this plan, the peak of the vaccination will be in May. In May, April, towards the end of April, beginning of May, that 4 or 5 weeks period, we will have to vaccinate almost 900,000 people. So I mean, it starts slow so that we see what are the issues, then we solve it so that we can speed out very fast.
In the period of 2-3 weeks post-vaccination, Dr. Sim added details will be released regarding the high-risk group and why they need to be vaccinated.
And so we really need everybody to cooperate. We are in over the next few 2 to 3 weeks, the detail will come out. Who are the high risk? Where are they going to get vaccinated? Because the private hospital also involved. At the moment, we have to determine who go to clinic kesihatan, who go to private hospitals, who has not been to clinic kesihatan or private hospital. They will go to selected vaccinating centers.
Dr. Sim also advised the public to not fall victim to false news about the risks or dangers of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Now, despite being situated on an island, Kampung Salak in the Pantai Damai constituency currently enjoys complete facilities.
The residents in Kampung Salak mostly work as fishermen and earn their income from their daily catch. However, following the COVID-19 pandemic, the villagers are facing hardships, especially when their movements are being restricted.
Memang nak kita nak beli barang apa semua tersekat lah. Kadang kalau ada kawan-kawan nak pergi bandar apa nah, terpaksa main berkirim.
Aware of the problems faced by the people, the government never ceases to provide them with various aids. This ensures that the burden faced by the residents in Kampung Salak can be reduced.
Bantuan tu nang ada je lah, selalu je lah, bukan kali pertama juga. Ada dari pihak kerajaan lah. Bantu bagi kami tu orang warga mas tu memang ada 2-3 kali dah ada lah memang tu barang tu.
Meanwhile, Pantai Salak Assemblyman Dato' Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi also guarantees that all assistance or development will continue to be implemented from time to time. Various efforts are also being carried out to increase tourism activities in Kampung Salak, such as setting up homestays, sea cruises and promoting seafood delicacies.
Jadi dari segi kemudahan asas di kampung ini sama seperti tempat-tempat lain yang ada di bandaraya. Dengan kata lain, Kampung Salak walaupun berada di sebuah pulau tidak ketinggalan dari segi proses pembangunan.
Kebajikan rakyat yang kekal terjaga terus terbukti menjadi keutamaan tanpa ada sesiapa pun yang terkecuali. Sekian laporan Odlin Caterni bersama jurukamera Nasrullah untuk TVS Kampung Salak.
Meanwhile, Dr. Abdul Rahman, who is also the party Pusaka Bumiputra Persatu or BBB Vice President, launched the Pantai Damai Prihatin program that focuses on helping the needy. At the same time, it is a form of preparation for PBB in the Pantai Damai constituency to face the 12th state election.
Jadi di Pantai Damai kita ada 37 buah kampung dan 6 taman perumahan. Jadi kita ada 43 ranting PBB di seluruh kawasan N4 Pantai Damai. Sebenarnya sebelum ini kita memang telah pun mengadakan program seperti ini melalui Biro Kebajikan Pantai Damai yang kita mulakan seawal, kalau kita masih ingat, seawal PKP dimulakan pada bulan Mac tahun lepas.
He added the delivery of assistance this time is described to be more systematic, with the involvement of all PBB branches delivering contributions to identified families. For the record, Kampung Salak is the first village that received aid under such program, and the aid was distributed to a total of 108 families. At the same time, Dr. Abdul Rahman also said that PBB Pantai Damai branch is ready to face a possible state election.
Saya telah maklumkan pada jawatankuasa kita daripada Cawangan bahawa bersedialah kita dalam tempoh 2-3 bulan ini. 2-3 bulan ini, seandainya suasana PKP kita reda, insyaAllah kita doa bersama-sama, tidak mustahil Yang Berhormat akan mengumumkannya.
Welcome back to the Nightline. Now, the curfew in the waters of 7 districts in the Eastern Sabah Security Zone, or S Zone, which ends today, has been extended until March 1.
Sabah Police Commissioner Dato' Hazani Ghazali said the curfew covers the waters of Tawau, Semporna, Kunak, Lahad Datu, Kinabatangan, Sandakan and Beluran. He said the curfew has been extended to ensure the affected areas will not be encroached by terrorists who could threaten the security, and also to protect the safety and well-being of Sabahans in the S Zone. Hazani said the curfew order was also to facilitate enforcement and monitoring of boat movements, while the presence of security vessels would create a sense of security for chalet operators and fishermen in the area.
Now, all training activities at police training centres or Pulapol nationwide have been temporarily halted as positive COVID-19 cases were detected among police trainees.
According to Bukit Aman Management Department Director Dato' Ramli Din, 41 trainers are still testing positive for the coronavirus and are undergoing quarantine at Pulapol, Kuala Lumpur. Ramli said police are collaborating with the Health Ministry to carry out sanitization works at Pulapol, Kuala Lumpur and Pulapol Segamat, Johor. The states that have police training centres are Kuala Lumpur, Johor, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, Kedah, Terengganu, Sabah and Sarawak. Commenting on the new recruitment for the positions of officers and policemen during the COVID-19 period, Ramli said the recruitment was being continued as usual, albeit at a limited rate. Ramli said the police had strict standard operating procedures in place during the recruitment exercise at every Pulapol nationwide.
We begin with the COVID-19 updates. As many as 152 new COVID-19 infections were recorded in Sarawak today, bringing the total number of cases in the state to 6,425 to date.
According to the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee, Sibu recorded the highest with 45 cases, followed by Subis with 33, Kapit 23, Julau 11, Song 10, whereas Bintulu and Miri recorded 8 cases each, Beluru 4, Kuching 3, Dalat and Samarahan recorded 2 cases each, while Bau, Belaga and Maradong recorded 1 case each. In addition, the state has recorded 16 active COVID-19 clusters to date. Sarawak will be extending the Conditional Movement Control Order statewide from February 15 until March 1st. Throughout the CMCO period, those who mean to enter or exit the affected zones are required to obtain official permission from the police.
Meanwhile, Malaysia recorded an increase in the number of daily confirmed COVID-19 cases, today at 3,499. 3,498 were local transmissions, while 1 was an imported case.
Overall, the cumulative figure in the country stands at 261,805, while active cases remain at 51,558. In the same development, there were 5 fatalities recorded today, bringing the death toll to 958. There are still 263 patients in intensive care treatment, with 118 requiring ventilation support. The ministry also reported that 3,515 patients had recovered and were discharged today. The cumulative total of recoveries now number at 209,289 so far.
Meanwhile, the contribution and role of radio in disseminating government messages and agenda towards the country's development should always be recognized.
According to the Minister of Communications and Multimedia, Dato' Saifuddin Abdullah, in line with the theme of the World Radio Day 2021 celebration, New World, New Radio, by the United Nations Educational, Cultural and Scientific Organization, radio plays an important role, especially in disseminating the latest information to listeners and society.
3 subtema yang diangkat oleh UNESCO iaitu evolusi, inovasi dan kesaling hubungan. Ketiga-tiga subtema ini amat bertepatan dengan fungsi semasa radio dalam menyebarkan informasi global terkini berkenaan bencana alam, krisis sosioekonomi, pandemik dan banyak lagi. Kepada penyiar-penyiar radio seluruh negara, saya ingin mengambil kesempatan untuk mengucapkan Selamat Hari Radio Sedunia 2021. Ikhlas dari saya, Saifuddin Abdullah.
WRD is celebrated on February 13 annually to appreciate the more than 100-year role of radio as a medium for information dissemination as well as a platform for the entertainment and music industry.
In the same development, in conjunction with World Radio Day, Corporate Affairs and UKAS Assistant Minister Abdullah Saidul said the Sarawak Public Communications Unit, or commonly known as UKAS, is ready to collaborate with other media agencies. According to him, the aim is to disseminate authentic news to the people.
This is crucial as a society often receives inaccurate or outright fake news lately, which were disseminated by irresponsible parties on social media.
Tetapi di situlah cabaran kita. We have to face these challenges. Dan di sinilah peranan-peranan agensi-agensi kerajaan untuk memastikan berita itu sebenarnya betul, benar, and then bukan maklumat-maklumat yang setengah masak. Bukan maklumat-maklumat yang sengaja diputarkan untuk tujuan-tujuan tertentu. Because we cannot work alone. Definitely we have to work with RTM and TVS too. Dan all the termasuklah warga media, surat khabar dan sebagainya. So that berita kita synchronize dari segi maklumat.
Thank you for staying with me. Now, last year, it can be said that the people were overwhelmed with the pandemic that engulfed the nation. However, according to Feng Shui, this year of the Golden Ox can be seen as the year of healing.
For example, during the Chinese New Year celebration, Sarawak was relatively fortunate compared to other states. Sarawak could still celebrate the festival in moderation and according to the strict standard operating procedures. From a wider perspective, Malaysia this year will experience many changes as well as improvements in terms of development.
During the years of Ox of Matter, there is a lot of changes. Our world is full of changes. And also, all the business is also full of changes. So I hope all our Malaysian citizens, all our friends, have to do their own preparation to having big changes in the years of 2021, the years of Ox.
Meanwhile, the use of new technologies such as the Internet of Things or IoT has helped increase the rate of continuity of agricultural productivity.
With the existence of the IoT system, farmers could monitor and control agriculture activities from anywhere through the use of a smartphone and custom app. This is already being practiced by Kupleni Pa Aji, a former engineer who delved into modern agriculture since 2018. With the IoT system, he said the agricultural works have been much easier, especially in terms of manpower.
Untuk ini sistem IoT, itu dipanggil Internet of Things, dia dapat membantu satu dari segi tenaga kerja. Sebab satu, kalau saya punya ada 4,000 pokok, saya cuma perlukan 2 orang pekerja saja. Sebab kenapa? Sebab kita cuma perlukan handphone, iaitu smartphone, untuk mengawal sistem pengairan. Iaitu contoh dia untuk 5 kali sehari. Bayangkan kalau 4,000 kali 5 lebih kurang 20,000 kali seraman. Maksud dia kalau boleh kita serentak, kita adakan sistem dari satu rumah dia akan otomatik mengikut apa yang kita sudah program.
Meanwhile, he said the modern farming is also in line with the Chief Minister of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg's digital economy philosophy that aims to develop the state's agriculture sector. Through the IoT system, agricultural productivity can also be improved, hence successfully penetrating the international market.
Vision atau BBC oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Ketua Menteri Sarawak, iaitu Abang Johari, itu dia mau Internet of Things. Dia mau majukan itu pertanian ni terutama untuk luar bandar dan juga dia ada peruntukan yang banyak. Dia saya ingat berbilion ringgit untuk khas untuk pertanian. Dan untuk tahun 2021 ni, okey, bajet tahun lepas dia orang ada peruntukan lebih kurang 60 juta, okey, untuk pekebun ataupun untuk petani. Dan juga dia orang sekarang ni kerajaan mempunyai langkah. Dia orang ada buat satu department, okey, Jabatan Pertanian dipanggil bahagian Jabatan Pengembangan. Di mana tahun lepas saya terlibat untuk mengajar itu bekas-bekas tentera dan juga pemuda ataupun generasi yang baru, generasi pemuda-pemuda.
Young farmers were also encouraged to dabble into the smart farming industry such as this, as it no longer requires hard labor, only technology available at the tip of the finger.
Ditambah juga dengan Internet of Things, dengan melalui handphone, semuanya sehingga merangsangkan mereka untuk melibatkan diri ataupun menceburkan diri dalam bidang pertanian.
Meanwhile, for farmers, Yuan Ahmad, the IoT has tremendously facilitated his agricultural activities, especially the fertilizing process.
Operasi dengan ada sistem IoT lagi banyak memudahkan bagi pihak kami untuk terutama dalam sistem pembajaan. Dengan sistem IoT kita dapat mengawal jumlah kandungan baja dan bilangan kuantiti baja yang disalurkan ke RPH, dan di samping itu juga peningkatan hasil agak amat ketara lah. So hasil mungkin lebih bertambah dalam 30-40% lah. Okay. Yang selebihnya dari segi tenaga pekerja, So kita dapat mengurangkan tenaga pekerja dengan cara kita boleh pantau menggunakan handphone.
Dengan adanya sistem IoT, ianya sangat mudah dan jimat masa. Sekian saja laporan pada saya Priscilla John bersama juru kamera Nazula melaporkan untuk TVS.
Meanwhile, the younger generations were encouraged to dabble into agricultural sector as stated by Layar's Assemblyman Gerald Rintap Jabu. He said the agricultural sector has the potential to build careers apart from bringing them lucrative income.
For Gerald, younger generations should exemplify other countries. This is because if they are abroad, it is not impossible for a farmer to be a millionaire. Gerald added, the government also provides courses on agriculture, especially for younger generations. After attending a course, those who are interested can apply to the Department of Agriculture to conduct businesses through fertigation.
Memang dari segi yang kita lihat, pertama kali memang ada kegagalan, tapi kita minta melalui pengalaman itu kita dapat menambah baikkan cara-cara kita membuat pertanian secara moden ini. Dan kita telah melihat satu daripada belia kita, saudara Masun Sangin yang mengusahakan tanaman melon ini. Beliau memang gigih dan berusaha dan berdisiplin lah, itu yang saya sukakan. Dan kita juga melalui pemuda PBB kita telah mengadakan beberapa program bersama dengan Jabatan Pertanian untuk pendedahan tanaman secara fertigasi. Dan kita menggalakkan lepas mereka menyertai kursus itu, kita galakkan mereka meminta kepada Jabatan Pertanian supaya dapat satu set untuk mengadakan tanaman fertigasi. Biasanya kalau dapat kita akan diberi lebih kurang 100 beg dululah untuk belajar. Ini kita sedang usahakan.
Wrapping up the Nightline tonight as the removal of all conditions for the iSINA program by the Employees Provident Fund or EPF is seen as a stimulus package, especially when the country is still facing the enforcement of the Movement Control Order, or commonly known as MCO. Through a survey by TVS's crew, the abolishment received positive responses from the public, as it shows that the people's welfare is prioritised.
Pertama sekali kita sebagai rakyat Malaysia berasa sangat bersyukurlah sebab pada permulaan iSINA diperkenalkan kepada rakyat, kita nampak ada harapan yang sangat cerah. Tambahan lagi pada pusingan kali kedua ni, dia dah mansuhkan semua syarat-syarat tersebut. Jadi sebagai pekerja swasta, saya dengan rakan-rakan saya rasa macam sangat bersyukur.
Sekarang dia tak ada itu syarat lagi. So maksudnya yang memerlukan duit dia dapat meringan kebeban lah. Yang macam ada senang sikit lah, macam dia ada perlu duit macam ni lah.
I think it's very helpful lah. Like personally myself, somehow I have family. I think when it comes to you need to buy a necessary, it might not be help. Macam dia tak bantu banyak, tapi dia dapat reduce the burden of the family lah. Yeah.
Previously, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz said the Employees Provident Fund is in the process of abolishing the conditions on the advice of Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin after receiving feedback from the public. The abolishment of the iSINA conditions allow EPF members below the age of 55 to withdraw from Savings Account 1 subject to the account's balance.
And that concludes TVS Nightline for tonight. As always, thank you for tuning in to our local news tonight. Here with me, Shao Shaminato, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.